Hello, my name is Beck and I have decided like 5 minutes ago that I really want to participate in TomeTopple this round, and it is a readathon where you have to read a book that is 500 pages or over. That's what tome means, and so it goes from the 8th of August to the 21st of August in your time zone, and really the only goal is to read a book that is over 500 pages, but obviously because it's a readathon there are a bunch of challenges, so I'm going to just go over the challenges and then I'm going to go over the books that I've picked, because I don't know why, I don't know what possessed me, but I have picked several books and all of them are over 500 pages. So let's see how I go with this. I don't anticipate that I'm gonna finish all of them, let alone one, but I want to give it a try anyway and see how I go, because I've been rereading the Stormlight Archive lately and I've been doing quite well at doing that. So let's get into the challenges, shall we? The challenges or the prompts are the tome that has been on your TBR the longest, a tome that is an audiobook, the tome you've most recently acquired, a standalone tome, read one tome, which is just generally the whole goal of the readathon, to read like one book, a tome written by a black author, a tome from a genre you don't usually read, a tome on your TBR with the most pages, and a tome you started during another round of Tome Topple. This is the only challenge that I'm not going to be able to complete, because in the past I've only really set one book for this readathon and I have completed that book, so I can't really throw back to past challenges of doing this because I don't actually have a book to do that for. So let's get into my TBR. The book that I am doing for the challenge of read one tome is none other than Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson. If you saw my August/September TBR, you know that this is on there anyway, but I was doing a reread of Stormlight, so I thought I might just shove this in, because while I'm filming this video, I'm actually rereading Words of Radiance and I'm getting through that quite quickly, so I'm hoping that I can do the same with Oathbringer here as well. I know they're large, but Brandon Sanderson's writing is pretty uncomplicated, so I'm anticipating I can get through this quite quickly. Also, I have the benefit of already knowing all the world building and the characters, so it's not like I have to actively learn while I'm reading this either. I can just go back into a world that I'm already familiar with. So this is over 1,000 pages long, so already this TBR is pretty ambitious, but I want to fit this in anyway, so I figured why not slot it into a readathon and have like bonus internet points for reading it, right? The next book covers 2 prompts, because you can have a book that covers up to 2 challenges at a time. So the next book is going to be A Little Life by Hanya young Hira, and this is a book that covers the prompt for standalone and also read a book in a genre that you don't usually read. So yes, I know I'm finally putting this on an actual TBR for a particular month. I've had this book on my to be read pile for a while, but I've actually had something on my TBR longer than A Little Life, so that's going to show up in a minute, because that is also one of the prompts on here. So I can't really give too much of a synopsis. It is, I know, about a couple of college kids. I know it handles darker topics of maybe existential crises and growing up, and also suicide and abuse, but apart from that I don't really know what actually happens in it. So I think it's going to be quite a dark book, but I am looking forward to reading it because I know it's supposed to pack an emotional punch, and any book that can make me feel something is, in my opinion, a good book. So I need to just stop putting it off and I need to actually start reading it, which is why I put it on this list, but it is like 700 or something pages long, so it definitely ticks the box for read a tome. So hopefully I like it and hopefully I can get to it, because if I can't, I don't know what I'm going to say about myself, because it's been on so many lists so far. The next book that is on this to be read pile is The Passage by Justin Cronin, and this has 900 and something pages, and so it is a book that is the longest on my TBR, which is one of the challenges. I know Oathbringer is on here, but technically I've read it already, so it's a reread, so it doesn't count for this prompt, but The Passage does. And it also counts for a prompt that is read the book that has been on your TBR the longest, because I've actually had The Passage on my reading pile since 2017. So it's been a little while and I've just kept putting it off for obvious reasons. It's long and I know it's part of a quartet, so it's a commitment to get into, but I think I just need to actually start it, because I've heard that it's really good, but it spans a long time period and there are lots of characters involved and it's quite a detailed story. So I know it deals with like an apocalypse situation. I know there are zombie-like creatures, maybe vampire-like creatures. It's not very clear, so I think I just need to read it and see if I enjoy it, because I think it's pretty up my alley. I love reading apocalyptic fiction, so I think I'm going to really enjoy The Passage. And I spoke about it that whole time and I had the book right here and I didn't hold it up, so The Passage, it is on my TBR. And then for the last book on this reading pile, the challenges that it is fulfilling are 2 of them, again, because I've tried to double up challenges where I can in order to make this TBR a little bit easier for me to manage, even though it's going to be quite a challenge. But this book matches the prompt of read a book by a black author and read a book that is most recently acquired, and I have acquired this book recently recently. I don't know if it's like the most recent one, but because it fits both challenges, I'm just going to include it anyway, and that is The Rage of Dragons. And I've seen a lot of hype about this book, but I don't really know too much about what it details. I know there's a revenge quest in here. I know that it is a military type of fantasy, and I know that there is a magic system that is interlinked with dragons, and there's a certain percentage of women that can warg with dragons, like understand and have a telepathic link to them, and then there are a certain amount of percentage of men that can transform into dragons. But I don't know how that ties into the story. I don't know when that even comes up in the book, so I'm looking forward to it. I like a revenge story if it's done really well, and I've heard nothing but praise about this, so I'm looking forward to getting to this as well. So there you go, that is it for my TomeTopple TBR. I don't know if I'm going to vlog it at this stage. I would like to, but I don't know what lockdown restrictions are going to be in place, and if you know, you know, but I don't actually film at my house. I film at my partner's house, so depending on how that all goes, I'll be able to vlog the readathon. If not, then I will just read the books off camera and I'll talk about them at a later date, but hopefully I can vlog. We'll see how we go, but these are going to be on my to be read pile. Again, the readathon goes from the 8th to the 21st of August. If you're participating, definitely let me know down below, and I will catch you in my next video. I'll chat to you in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.